Humans don't live through this. The alien nurse murmured as she injected me. Nara drove the syringe deep into the human's exposed neck vein. The shock sedation formula, standard for catastrophic trauma, flooded the pale skin, 1 cubic unit per kilogram, lethal overdose for lesser species. The human captive, Sergeant Mara Klein, lay strapped to the trauma slab in Medbay 3, blood pooled from a ragged femoral tear. Human skirmish gear shredded across her torso. Nara yanked the plunger back. Empty, the human's eyelids fluttered, then snapped wide. Blue irises locked on Nara's faceplate. Pupils dilated, but focused. No glaze, no slump. Nara froze. Her mid-limbs twitched toward the scanner. Impossible. Sedation uptake confirmed. Visuals? The human gasped. Her right hand shot down. Fingers clamped the femoral gash. Bare skin sealed the pulsing artery. Blood squirted once, then slowed to a seep. She squeezed harder. Muscles corded under the pressure. Nara's primary arms jerked up. "Restraints! Full lockdown!" Her voice echoed off sterile bulkheads. Medbay alarms whooped. Vitals spiking, not crashing. 2 security drones whirred in. Magnetic cuffs snapped over the human's wrists, ankles, torso. They pinned her flat, but her hands stayed clamped. Convulsions racked her frame. Teeth gritted. No scream. "Talk to me," Nara barked. She slapped the dermal scanner onto the human's chest. Probes pierced epidermis. Trauma index. Critical. "Why are you conscious?" The human coughed blood. "Field. Medic." Her voice rasped. English fractured through the translator implant. Femoral clamp. Pressure point. Convulsions jerked her head side to side. Restraints groaned. Her hand never slipped. Nara's optics widened. Humans registered as baseline bipeds, fragile oxygen breathers. Shock sedation dropped Vistari in seconds. This one fought it. Pain response off scale. Neural blockers engaged. "You're seizing. Adrenaline." The human grunted. Another convulsion buckled her abs. "Keeps me sharp." She twisted her neck, stared at the scanner readout over Nara's shoulder. "Your dose, too low for me." Nara ripped the scanner free. Data streamed. Heart rate 180 pm. Oxygen sats 92%. Blood loss 40%. Non-viable. Shock protocols demanded termination. But vitals climbed, stabilizing. Low, formula scaled to your mass. "You're hallucinating." The human laughed. "Wet. Ragged. Try humans sometime." Her fingers whitened on the wound. Blood clotted under the crush. Nara's vents hissed steam. "By the book." Sedate, stabilize, transfer to cryo-hold. Command flagged the human as skirmish salvage, potential intel, but non-viable, meant discard. She keyed the comm. "Captain Soren Medbay 3, human captive en route to flatline." Sedation failed. Request protocol override. Static crackled. Captain Eric Soren's voice cut through. "Nara? Status? Trauma slab occupied. Femoral evisceration. Shock sedation administered. Subject remains alert. Self-clamping bleed. Vitals. Anomalous. Pause. Anomalous how? Seizures active. Pain threshold exceeds parameters. Heart persists at trauma levels. Non-viable flag pending. Stabilize for transfer to quarantine deck. Xenobiology needs data before we dump it. Failure means termination. Crew safety first." Soren out. Nara severed the link. Her claws clicked on the console. Stabilize, transfer, or terminate. The human watched her every move. Eyes clear despite the thrashing. "Quarantine?" the human rasped. "Guess I'm special." "You're a liability." Nara primed the vascular stapler. 4 arms coordinated. 2 peeled back the human's hand. Restraints held firm. Blood welled anew. The other 2 drove staples into the artery wall. Click, click, click. Seals formed. The human hissed, arched against the cuffs. No blackout. Tight. Seal. Good work. Nara recoiled. Praise? From a captive? She triggered the regen gel dispenser. Blue foam hissed over the wound. Silence. "Your biology defies scans. Cooperate or sedate. Heavier." Convulsions eased. The human exhaled slow. "Heavier dose. Might kill me." Humans metabolize fast. "Give me morphine equivalent." Nara cross-checked the translator. Morphine. Human opioid. Vistari equivalent banned. Respiratory collapse in trials. Your pain tolerance logs at 300% nominal. Why no collapse? Practice. The human flexed tested fingers. Restraints pinged, battlefield extractions. Seen worse. Nara activated the full-body scanner. Hollow display bloomed. Fractured ribs, lacerated liver. 2.1 liters blood loss. Yet cortisol levels peaked without shutdown. Scans flag you non-viable. Command agrees. Transfer in 30 or we vent you. The human's gaze sharpened. Vent? Shh. Ship policy for tough patients? For threats. Nara adjusted the IV rig. Pushed saline analog, scaled up 50%. Human veins took it without burst. Your kind ambushed our patrol. Skirmish salvage means study or scrap. Study me? A smirk cracked dried lips. Start with coffee. Black. Builds endurance. Nara ignored the nonsense. She wheeled the neuroprobe cart closer. Full neural map. Hold still. The human tensed. Needles in brain? Skip it. Protocol. Nara positioned the injector. 8 microprobes for Vistari standard brains. Human skull thinner. Adjust, she fired. The human grunted, eyes rolled back once, then refocused. Tickles. Map complete. Nara yanked the probes, data flooded. Synapses firing at triple rate. No edema. Your neural net overclocks. Sedation bypassed pain gates entirely. Gatekeepers. The human muttered. We push through. Alarms blared anew. Vitals dipped. Liver laceration bleeding internal. Nara slapped ultracell patches across the abdomen. Human skin knit slower than Dastari dermis, but held. Calm buzzed. Nara, Dr. Severalane. Xenobiology.
Human stable?
Orderline. Awake through sedation. Self-triaged femoral. Demands coffee. Laughter barked from the speaker. Coffee. Primitive stem. Send full scans. I'll review en route. Captain's orders. Stabilize for transfer. Non-viable if fail. Understood. Data. First. Link dropped. Nara eyed the human. Sergeant Mara Klein, battlefield medic. Captured hauling wounded from a downed shuttle. Her dog tags glinted under blood. No fear scent. Vistari pheromones would flood the bay by now. You're rewriting my logs, Nara said. She upped the saline drip. Human kidneys processed it. Output clear. Good. The human shifted. Restraints creaked. Rewrite yours too. Humans heal weird, stubborn. Nara primed the bone welder for ribs. Laser hummed. She sliced in. Human flinched. Breathed steady. Stubborn kills you here. Not yet. The human met her optics. What's your name, Doc? Nara Vec. Trauma specialist. Claws steadied the welder. Bone fused. Cracks sealed. Nara. Help me sit. Check my own vitals. Denied. But Nara paused. Scans showed ribs knitting. Faster than projected. Liver stabilizing. Heart rate dropping to 140. Non-viable flag blinked amber. She keyed overrides. Partial restraint release. Torso only. The human pushed up. Inspected the abdominal patches. Nodded. Clean work. Your gel bonds fast. Nara's vents cycled hot. Compliment again. Your resilience. Unprecedented. The starry shock drops at 20% loss. Humans hit 50, sometimes more. The human probed her femoral staple. Filed rule. Keep talking, you're alive. Footsteps clanged. Dr. Sev Orlane burst in. Tall, cloaked in lab plating. 4 optics scanned the slab. Data, matches. Heart analog pumps triple volume. No wonder sedation fizzled. Nara straightened. Transfer viable? Sev circled the human. Probe extended. Preliminary. Hazardous specimen. Quarantine protocols, but valuable. Captain Sorn's voice overrode the bay intercom. Nara. 5 minutes to full stability, or terminate. Biocontainment breach risk too high. No exceptions. The human's hand clenched. Eyes on Nara. Tell him, I'm stable. Nara's claws hovered over the console. Nara jabbed the injector, the second analgesic dose, calibrated for apex predators twice this human's mass, hissed into Sergeant Mara Klein's neck. The starry protocols demanded it. Pain spikes risked shock. Scans screamed critical. Blood loss at 42%. fractures compounding. The human's heart analog thrummed at 138 beats. Still conscious. Still talking. Mara's eyes fluttered. Lidocaine variant flooded her system. Pupils dilated. But her jaw clenched. No slump. No fade. "Captain," Nara keyed the console. Voice steady. Stability at 87%. Extending vitals hold. Soren's reply crackled. 2 minutes, Vec. Or purge. Nara's vents hissed steam. She yanked a restraint check. Torso free. Limbs locked. Abdominal patches glowed green. Human cells bonding faster than Vistari tissue. Impossible. Liver enzymes normalized. Bone density up 3%. A grind echoed. Nettle stressed. Mara's right arm wrenched free. Restraint snapped at the hinge. She gripped the gurney rail. Shoulder joint popped. Dislocated from earlier crash impacts. Exposed bone gleamed under lights. Nara froze. Restrain. Too late. Mara slammed her shoulder against the rail. Cartilage crunched. Socket receded with a wet snap. Blood sprayed the deck. She gasped. Once. Then exhaled. Rotated the arm full circle. Tested flexors. Sedative coursed peak levels. Nara's optics widened. No species endured that. Vistari equivalent seized at half the dose. Containment! Nara slapped the alarm. Red strobes pulsed. Bulkheads sealed with a thunderous clang. Medbay isolated. Air recyclers locked to purge cycle. Mara wiped blood from her chin. Grinned through gritted teeth. Field fix. Your straps suck. Nara backed to the console. Claws flew over overrides. You broke protocol. Hazardous breach. Footfalls hammered the outer hatch. Doctor. Sev Orlane overrode the seal. His lab plating gleamed sterile white. 4 optics locked on the human. Probe arm word out. Sampling air. Live sample secured? Sev demanded. He circled the gurney. Scans beamed into her torso. Heart volume triple norm. Pain threshold off charts. Nara. Keep her talking. Vocal data refines neural maps. Captain Soren's voice boomed through the intercom. Orlan. Vec. Status. Containment holding. Affirm. Sev snapped. But terminate on my mark if she volatiles. Nara gripped a hypospray. Backup sedative. Her training screamed. Sedate. Intubate. Stabilize. But this human rewrote the script. Ribs fused 12% ahead of projection. Femoral artery sealed without clots. Mara pushed up on elbows. Restraints pinged against her legs. I'm Sergeant Mara Klein, Union Field Medic. You want data? Give me sterile tools. Scalpel. Clamp. Suture kit. I'll demo human triage. Sev's optics narrowed. Compliance for tools? Audacious. Not audacious. Efficient. Mara's gaze pinned Nara. Your gel's good, but my bleeder's internal. Let me fix it, or watch me code. Nara's claws twitched. Scans confirmed. Microhemorrhage in the spleen. Vistari would flatline. This one bantered. Captain, Nara subvoced. Requests tools for self-repair? Requests tools for self-repair? Silence. Then, 1 minute. Arm her. Vec. If she stabilizes, quarantine lift. If not, Sev thrust a tray forward. Sterile field shimmered active. Scalpel, forceps, hemostat. Vicryl sutures. Your move, specimen. Mara snatched the scalpel. No hesitation. Incision traced her lower abdomen. Precise. 4 centimeters. Blood welled minimal. She clamped the bleeder. Spleen laceration. Humans cap vessel pressure at rupture. Vistari, Sava, leaned in. Probe hovered. Ours burst at 180 systolic. Yours? 240 and climbing. Mara threaded suture. Stitched single layer. Not secure. Adrenaline baselines higher. Pain blocks endorphins till you drop. Nara monitored. Heart rate dipped to 112. Oxygen sats 97%. Non-viable flag flipped green. Her vents cooled. Captain. Full stability. 95%. Sorn grunted. Quarantine her. Orlane extract full profile. Vec. Stand by. But Mara didn't stop. She probed deeper. Extracted shrapnel fragment. Jagged. 2 grams. Dropped it in the tray. Skirmish souvenir. Your ship hit us hard. Sevav's probe snatched the fragment. Analyzed. Alloy. Unknown. Human vessel debris? Scout frigate. You boarded. I patched 3 before capture. Mara sealed the sight. Skin edges knit visibly. No scarring projected. Nara stepped closer. Claws retracted. You operate on yourself. Under sedation. Trained for it. Mara flexed fingers. Dose was heavy. Belt like Novocaine buzz. Still worked.
Sev's optics flickered data streams. Pain tolerance exceeds Krell berserkers.
Healing factor rivals Regulan worms. Nara. Log this. Human baseline defies xenobiology. Alarms pinged soft. External scans cleared. Bulkheads hissed open. 2 security drones floated in. Clamps extended. Mara eyed them. Quarantine? Affirm, Nara said. But her voice softened. Necessary. Your biology, unknown variables. Drones latched restraints. Lifted the gurney. Mara lay back. Eyes on Nara. Nara Vec. Trauma specialist. You saved me first. Reciprocate? Nara nodded once. Claws keyed escort protocols. Xenobiology wing. Full scans. The convoy hummed down corridors. Crew peeked from hatches. Whispers rippled. The survivor. Non-viable walks. Sev strode beside.
Captain, recommend collaborative study.
This one's no hazard. Asset. Soren's voice followed. Data first. If she breaches containment, space her. Nara's grip tightened on the gurney edge. Human resilience stacked odds, but ship protocols loomed. 1 spike, 1 fever, and purge. In the quarantine bay, drones secured Mara to a full scan slab. Hollow displays bloomed. Organ maps, cellular cascades. Liver regenerated 22% in minutes. Bone callus formed. Mara scanned the readouts. Nodded. Your tech's sharp. Neural net? Sev interfaced. Quantum linked. Predicts cascades. Upgrade mine. Mara tapped her temple. Human baseline. Adapt or die. Nara administered nutrient IV. Calibrated low. Human metabolism burned hot. Rest now. Scans complete in 40 cycles. Mara's eyes sharpened. No rest. Check my squad. Captured? Classified. Nara glanced at Sev. Interrogative, Sev said, but irrelevant. Not to me. Mara's hand flexed against cuffs. I'm medic. Oath. No one left. Nara's core hummed unease. Vistari oaths bound crews. This human extended it. To enemies. Captain Soren entered. Armored plating bulked his frame. Optics cold. Vitals stable. Good. Orlane, sample extraction? Non-invasive first. Sev gestured displays. Blood analog carries triple oxygen. Explains endurance. Recommend observation. Not discard. Soren loomed over the slab. Risk assessment. Her kind boarded us. Killed 12. 1 survives sedation? Anomaly. Quarantine indefinite. Mara met his gaze. Skirmish, not war. We defended. Soren's vents snorted. Human logic? Nara interjected. Captain. Her self-repaired demo-viable data. Ship gains and acknowledge. He paused. Claws drummed plastrum. 48 cycles. Prove value. Or sedative coma. Permanent. Drones wheeled in analyzers. Probes descended. Mara exhaled slow. Nara. Tools again? Nara handed forceps. Watched her calibrate a lung patch. Precise. Unflinching. Sev murmured. Her cells divide 40% faster under stress. Adaptive mutation? Field evolution, Mara said.
Stitched complete.
Humans don't quit. Alarms blared ship-wide. Deck shuddered. Incoming contacts, Soren barked. Human vessels, battle stations. Nara's optics snapped to Mara. Heart rate spiked to 160. Adrenaline flood. Mara smiled faint. My squad. Come to retrieve. Nara's claws snapped the analyzer probe into Mara's arm vein. Blood analog surged dark red into the vial. Thicker than Vistari plasma, pulsing with unnatural vigor. Steady, Mara grunted. Her cuffed hand twitched, but eyes locked on Nara's optics. Don't flood it. Humans clot fast. Alarms wailed louder. The deck vibrated under klaxons. Soren's voice boomed over comms. All hands evasive maneuvers. Human corvettes closing, shields up. Nara ignored the chaos. She slotted the vial into the universal analyzer. The machine hummed, lights flickering across its panel. Goal: identify baselines. Confirm viability. Save the shift. Sevar Lane leaned in, his lab coat hissing against a bulkhead. Run standard Xeno profile. Oxygen saturation first. The analyzer beeped. Data scrolled. Hemoglobin variance. Triple capacity. Platelet analogs hyperactive. Nara's core chilled. No Vistari match. No known species. Impossible, Sevway muttered. He jabbed override codes. Safety limits blinked red, then green. Higher resolution. Push the buffers. Mara's heart rate spiked to 180 on the monitor. Adrenaline analogs flooded her system. She smirked through the pain. Squad's here, told you. Nara cross-checked clotting factors. She prepped a sealant flood, standard for Vistari bleeds. But Mara shook her head. No. Direct pressure. Elevate the leg. Protocol. Listen. Mara's voice cut sharp. Salant binds our proteins wrong. Clots, anyway. Pressure first. Nara hesitated. Vistari wounds wept for hours under pressure alone. But data streamed. Coagulation initiating. Threads formed visible in seconds. Too fast. The chart glitched. Numbers off scale. Captain Soren stormed back, plating rattling. Status! Orlane, quarantine this thing now. Analyzer flagged incompatibles. Neural redundancy. Redundant organs. Error in survival metrics. The lab printer word. A strip ejected. Asterisk unknown organism. Survival probability. Error. Nara's vents cycled hot. She pressed gauze to Mara's thigh wound. Shrapnel gash from the skirmish. Elevated the limb on a brace. Blood slowed. Stopped. Sev's claws tapped furiously. Captain, look. Her erythrocytes adapt mid-scan. Oxygen delivery spikes under stress. We sedate now. We lose the data. Soren's optics narrowed. 12 dead from her boarding party. This one's alert through blood loss that'd flatline us. Hazardous. Drone sealed the bay. Mara laughed, short and ragged. Hazardous? We're medics. Patch and move. She flexed her fingers. Nara, suture kit. Reinforce that patch. Nara handed the tools. Watched Mara thread needle one-handed despite cuffs. Precise arcs closed the lung incision from earlier. No tremor. Ship lurched. Torpedoes impacted shields. Thuds echoing through hull. Evasive complete, Helm reported. Targets, locking weapons. Seve pulled Nara aside. Her cells, regenerative index 300% above norm. Under duress, mutations cascade. Field evolution, she called it. Nara nodded. Clotting complete. No sealant needed. She scanned the thigh. Tissue knitting at edges. Vistari heals took cycles. Captain, Nara said. Demonstration viable. She's teaching protocol differences. Sorn vented steam. 48 cycles stood. Now 24. Prove she's not weaponized biology, or we vent the bay. He signaled drones. Bulkhead hissed. Partial quarantine fields shimmered into place around the slab. Mara didn't flinch. Nara, check my IV. Your synth blood's iron poor. Boost with saline analog. Nara adjusted the drip. Human directives overrode instinct. Data piled. Pain tolerance off charts. No shock markers despite 40% volume loss. Sev reran the analyzer. Full spectrum now. Livers, 2 functional. Kidneys duplexed. Neural net distributed. No single failure point. Redundancy, Mara said. We break, we fix. Squad incoming. Your shields hold. Explosions rocked the ship. Lights flickered. Nara gripped the console. Her own heart rate hit 120. Panic threshold. Shields at 70%. Sorn barked over comms. Orlin, extract marrow sample. Confirm viral load. Seve prepped the drill. Non-lethal. Mara eyed it. Go slow. Bone density high. Nara held the arm steady. Drill word. Marrow flecked out. Pearlescent. Swarming with progenitors. Analyzer sucked it in. Error tones blared. Asterisk biological anomaly. Cell division rate exceeds limits. Adaptive recombination detected. Sev's optics widened. She's rewriting her own code. In real time. Nara watched Mara's face. Sweat beaded, but gaze steady. Pain's fuel. Push through. Captain Sorn reappeared on the quarantine feed. Data or discard. Her kind's pounding us. Crew losses mounting. Value proven, Nara interjected, her voice firm. Clotting demo alone rewrites trauma protocols. Sorn paused. Orlin. Collaborate, Sev said. Her input accelerates analysis tenfold. Ship shuddered again. Boarders detected hull breach deck 7. Mara's eyes lit. Squads aboard. Protocol. Medevac me. Nara's core raced. Humans fought through hull breaches. No retreat. Drones wheeled in advanced scanners. Nara synced them to Mara's vitals. Wound sites glowed. Granulation tissue blooming. See? Mara nodded at the hollow. Red blood cells balloon under hypoxia. Carry more O2. Your analyzer can't track it. Save overrode again. Resolution maxed. Graphs spiked. Confirmed. Humans baseline hyperendure. Nara applied fresh pressure to a secondary laceration, per Mara's instruction. No flood. Clot formed in 20 seconds. Charted now. 500% Vistari norm. Alarms peaked. Repel boarders! Soren roared. Mara strained against cuffs. Nara. Key. Help them. Traitorous. Son snapped via comm. Survival, Nara countered. Data lives. She palmed the cuff release. Mara sat up, grabbed a trauma kit. Elevate your wounded. Pressure over sealant. Footsteps thundered outside the bay. Laser fire cracked. Sev blocked the door panel. Quarantine holds. It shattered. Human Marines burst in. Armored rifles hot. Mara's squad. Medic Klein. Led one yelled. Extract. Mara stood. Leg bearing weight. Clear. Nara, your nurse oath? Nara's claws shook. Vistari code. Preserve life. Any. Captain Sorn's voice cut. Seal bay. Lethal force. Drones armed. Fields dropped. Mara tossed Nara a med patch. For your crew. Humans heal different. Learn. Marines covered her retreat. Bay doors cycled. Nara stared at the patch. Analyzer pinged final. Asterisk survival redefined. Explosions tore the deck. Soren's roar faded. Human corvettes peeled away. Mission complete. Sev slumped. She walked out. On that leg. Nara activated the patch protocols. Data streamed. Human methods. Faster. Tougher. Ship limped to dock. Crew bays filled with wounded. Nara elevated limbs. Applied pressure. No floods. Clots formed. Lives held. Captain Sorn entered medbay later. Optics dim. Report. Human viable, Nara said. More. Protocols updated. He grunted. Next contact. Use it. Nara's core steadied. One human rewrote survival. For all. But scanners pinged faint. Trace human cells in her suit. Adaptive. Spreading. Anomaly detected. Nara's scalpel sliced into Sergeant Mara Klein's thigh. Blood welled, dark and thick. The human's hand clamped Nara's wrist. Higher. 2 centimeters left. Arteries there. Nara froze. The Starry Protocol demanded full anesthesia for debridement. This human had crashed twice already. First dose stopped her hearts. Second flooded her lungs. No species survived that. Yet Mara stayed awake, eyes sharp, voice steady. Trust me, Mara said. I've patched worse in mud. Nara pulled back. The med bay hummed under red emergency lights. Drones hovered, scanning vitals. Captain Sorn's voice crackled over comms. Nurse Vec, sedate or quarantine? That thing's non-viable. Captain. She's guiding the cut. Nara's claws steadied. The starry oath bound her. Preserve life. She adjusted. Scalpel dove again, following Mara's nudge. Flesh parted clean. No arterial spray. Mara bit down on the leather strap Nara had strapped across her mouth. Her jaw flexed, muffled. Good. Now probe for shrapnel. Dr. Starr. Sevor Lane leaned in from the observation booth, recorder whirring. His optics widened. Lucid under level 4 trauma. Record this. Ship-wide brief updating now. Nara nodded. She prepped the debridement tray. Cautery wand, suture drone, saline flush. No anesthetics. Mara's vitals danced on the holoscreen. Pulse elevated but stable, oxygen holding. Impossible. Shrapnel's mid-femur, Mara said around the strap. She tapped her leg with her free hand. Feel the ridge? Incise parallel. Nara's probe followed. Metal glinted under the wound. She gripped it. Mara tensed. Breaths measured. 1, 2, 3. Her body stayed rigid. No twitch. Nara yanked. Fragment out. Clean. Blood pulsed. Nara fired the cautery. Sizzle filled the bay. Flesh sealed under blue plasma arc. Mara counted breaths aloud. In, out. In, out. Sweat beaded her skin, but her eyes locked on Nara's. No scream. Orlane's voice piped through. Pain threshold exceeds Krell Berserkers. Heart rate variation minimal. Broadcasting to all decks. Human resilience confirmed. Protocols adapting. Captain Sorn cut in. Orlan, contain it. Vec, finish, and isolate. We can't risk contagion. Nara ignored him. She threaded the suture drone. Needle word, pulling synth thread through layers. Mara released the strap. Tighten the fascia first. Muscle next. Skin last. You're directing my surgery. Nara's mandibles clicked in disbelief. Field medic.
Senior scans. Vistari suture's too loose for us.
We clot fast. Needs compression. Nara adjusted tension. Drone sealed the wound in neat rows. Mara exhaled. Water. Salt tabs if you have them. Clean gauze. I'm dropping sodium. Nara palmed a hydration pack. Mara sucked it dry, then licked salt crystals from her palm. Color returned to her face. Vitals stabilized. Orlane burst through the booth door. Data's rewriting xenobiotexts. She endured 20 minutes unsedated. No shock cascade. Mara grinned. Faint. Routine Tuesday. Bandage it. I'll walk. Walk. Nara stared. The leg had taken plasma rounds. Shrapnel shred. Vistari would have lost the limb. Captain Sorn stormed the bay. Drones flanked him. Enough! Quarantine field up. Discard if unstable. Mara sat up. Try it. Nara blocked the panel. Captain, wait. She's clotting. Healing factor triple hours. Look, she pointed to the hollow screen. Wound edges knit visibly. Sorn's optics narrowed. Hazardous. Unknown. Orlane tapped his pad. Sir, collaboration yields data. Human protocol superior for trauma. We integrate or lose edge. Mara tore open a sterile pack. She wrapped her thigh herself. Pressure firm. Elevation next. Nara, your oath? Nara's core thrummed. Vistari code clashed with command. She elevated the leg on a cradle. Lives first. Alarms blared. Footsteps thundered outside. Laser fire cracked the corridor. Sevai slammed the door panel. Quarantine holds. Glass shattered. Armored figures burst in. Human Marines. Rifles trained. Medic Klein. Mara stood. Leg bore weight. She grabbed a trauma kit from the tray. Elevate your wounded. Pressure over sealant. The lead Marine nodded. Extract, Captain Sorn barked. Seal Bay. Lethal force authorized. Drones armed. Containment fields flickered. Mara tossed Nara a med patch from her kit. For your crew. Humans healed different. Learn. Marines laid cover fire. Bay doors cycled open. Mara limped out, squad hauling her. Fields dropped too late. Explosions rocked the deck. Nara clutched the patch. Analyzer pinged. Asterisk human protocols. 300% efficacy. Sev slumped against the wall. She walked on that leg. Ship shuddered. Human corvettes peeled from sensors. Mission complete. For them, Captain Sorn glared. Damage report. Wounds incoming, sir. Nara activated the patch. Data streamed. Pressure points. Clotting agents. Human methods. Faster. Tougher. Crew bays filled hours later. The starry wounded groaned under plasma burns. Nara elevated limbs. Applied pressure per patch specs. No bleeds turned fatal. Clots formed. Stabilized. She moved station to station. A tech clutched his gut. Nara packed it tight. Human way. Hold. He nodded. Pain easing. Captain Sorn entered medbay at shift end. Optics dimmed. Status. Viable, sir. All holds. Protocols updated. He grunted. Next contact. Deploy it. But trace that anomaly. Nara checked her suit scan. Faint ping, human cells integrated, adaptive. Asterisks breeding. She palmed the cuff release on a wounded drone pilot's arm. Mara's voice echoed in her core. Learn. Scanners hummed. One human had cracked their code. Survival redefined. But the anomaly pulsed stronger. What had Mara left behind? Nara's claws itched for the next patch. Crew lives hung on it. Command watched. Data demanded more. Orlane calmed in. Nurse, new brief. Human cells rewriting ours. Test it? She hesitated. Oath first. Prep the lab. Alarms quieted. Ship limped to dock. But inside, evolution stirred. Nara's console shrieked. Red lights pulsed across the isolation ward. Patient Klein's temperature hit 41.2 Celsius. Lethal for any Vistari. Nara slammed the purge override. Seals hissed shut around the human's pod. Containment active. Pathogen purge initiating. The human stirred inside. Sergeant Mara Klein, the captured field medic, forced her bandaged arms up. Sweat beaded on her pale skin, visible through the pod's transparency pane. She gripped the restraint rails, pulled herself upright, her vitals flatlined for 3 seconds, then spiked back. Nara froze. No Vistari survived that fever upright. She keyed the intercom. Patient, lie down. Purge cycle demands stasis. Mara's eyes locked on the speaker grill. Bloodshot, but sharp. Need fluids. Saline, glucose, mix it. Her voice rasped, but words cut clear through the haze. Nara checked stores. Human patch specs listed ratios. She yanked vials from the rack. Electrolytes, distilled water, dextrose analogs. Claws clicked as she measured, improvised. Poured into a squeeze bulb. The purge fans whirred louder. Gases vented antimicrobial mist. Mara snatched the bulb through the feed slot, squeezed it to her cracked lips, gulped. Half drained in seconds, she mixed another from spilled packets on her pod floor. Alien powders she pawed into a paste. Swallowed dry. Nara's scanner pinged failure. The mist clung to pod walls, bypassed the human entirely. Antimicrobial, unbound, re-administering broad-spectrum injection. She loaded the hypo. Thick green serum for Vistari plagues. Pushed it through the port. Watched veins under the human skin. No uptake, serum pooled, inert. Human cells rejected it. Mara slumped back. But her chest rose steady. Your bugs. Fighting mine. Don't fight harder. Nara's core chilled. She patched to Orlane. Doctor, pathogen culture urgent. Human immune response overriding our antimicrobials. Orlane's face flickered on split screen. His optics narrowed behind lab goggles. Sample en route, but captain's briefing in 5. This fever breaches protocols. Nara swabbed Mara's arm anyway, sealed the vial. Sent it via tube. The human's skin burned under her probe, hotter than plasma exhaust. Yet Mara tracked every motion, no delirium. Just focus. Alarms layered in. Shipwide, Captain Soren's voice boomed. Medbay, report. Isolation breach. Nara straightened. Negative, sir. Human fever at 42 Celsius. Purge active. Patient. Stable. Stable. Soren's tone sliced. The starry threshold is 39. Jettison contingency schedules now. Quarantine pod detached in 30. Nara's claws dug into her console. Goal. Stabilize Klein. Learn from her. Conflict. Command deemed her non-viable. Sir, she's containing it. Data incoming from Orlane. Human biology. Prioritize crew. Soren cut the line. Timers activated. Pod clamps whirred loose. Mara's head snapped up. She strained against restraints. Fluids first. Fever breaks with hydration. Your call. Nara ignored protocol. Grabbed 2 more bulbs. Loaded the feed. Drink. Buy time. Mara chugged. Wiped her mouth. Good. Now. Electrolytes. Potassium tabs if you got 'em. Scanners trilled. Orlane patched through. Culture results. Human leukocytes. Multiplying exponentially. Phagocytes engulfing our modeled pathogen. Her immune cascade predates infection. It's rewriting the vector. Nara's optics widened. The starry immunity peaked, slow. Delegated to symbiotes. This human waged war solo. Cells adapted mid-fight. Pod clamps clicked wider. 15 minutes to jettison. Doctor, verify for Captain. Nara forwarded data. Mara's temp held at 42.5. Alien lethal. Human. Arguing. Soren's channel reopened. Orlin, viable? Data suggests yes, sir, but untested. Recommend observation. Risk assessment. Pathogen unknown. Fever vector airborne? Soren's claws tapped. Pragmatic. Crew first. Orlane hesitated. Human encapsulation contained it, but her cells, integrating with ours. From the patch, Nara's scan from earlier pinged memory. The anomaly. Spreading? Mara groaned. Forced upright again. Ripped a med strip from her thigh. Alien clotting agent. Human modified. She chewed it. Swallowed. Infections viral. Mine's bacterial counter. Yours mismatched. Gimme broad antibiotic. Human spec. Nara. Cross-checked patch database. Pulled a vial. Injected. Watched it bind this time. Human guided. Temp dipped to 42.1. Clamps halted at 10 minutes. Soren's voice grated. Old jettison. Orlane, lab the cells. Nurse, monitor. One breach. We vent. Nara exhaled vents. Goal met. For now. Mara slumped. Eyes half-lidded. But she nodded. Thanks. Doc. Alien doc. Nara's core hummed. She adjusted the pod feed. More fluids. Human specs. Orlane's drone arrived. Took fresh swabs. Nara. Her resilience. Pain threshold alone defies models. No shock at 40% blood loss earlier. Nara glanced at old logs. Mara had self-sutured under fire. Refused their sedatives. Stayed lucid through bone scans that dropped Vistari cold. Pod seals eased. Mara mixed another rehydration slurry. From base scraps, Vistari gels, human salts, drank deep. Fever edged to 41.8. Nara keyed private comm. Captain, permission to collaborate. She's teaching protocols. Sorn paused. Data first. Crew second. No heroics. Acknowledged. Nara turned to the pod. Mara met her gaze. Weak smile. Your turn to learn. We heal weird. Nara applied a fresh human-style compress. Coolant packs. Pressure points. Vitals smoothed. Orlane burst in person. Carried culture trays. Look, human antibodies neutral 87% of the strain. Our antimicrobials, 12%. She's containing what kills us. Sorn loomed in the hatch. Optics on Mara. Specimen value? Hi, sir. Orlane tapped pads. Cells adaptive. Could rewrite our trauma kits. Mara chuckled. Rasped. Not specimen. Sergeant Klein. Fluids? Nara passed another bulb. Sorn watched the exchange. Clamps fully retracted. Fever dropped to 41, but scans lit new. Anomaly from the patch. Human cells in Nara's system. Thriving. Nara's claws itched. She logged it silent. Oath bound her. Patient first. Mara's eyes sharpened. You okay? Looking peaky. Nara vented steady. Human noticed. Through fever walls. Orlane cultured deeper. Captain, recommend full xenobiology suite. Her healing accelerates post-peak. Sorn grunted. Approved, but isolate her cells. No spread. Too late. Nara felt the pulse, warmth in her veins, human endurance. Borrowing. Mara hit 40.5. Broke a grin. Told ya. More fluids. Nara poured. Watched command rewrite rules. One sip at a time, but the anomaly surged. Ship scanners pinged faint echoes. Crew bays. Human legacy spread. Fever or gift. Captain Sorn's voice cut final. Double containment. Test all exposed. Nara sealed her own cuff. Mara's eyes locked hers. We adapt, together. Temp stabilized, but Nara's hummed higher. 38.2. Alien baseline breached. What had the human rewritten? Alarms shrieked. Consoles sparked. The medbay seal irised open without command. Sterilization foam gushed into the corridor. Thick, white, choking. It swallowed the hatchway in seconds. Nara lunged. She grabbed the human's gurney straps. Yanked hard. Wheels screeched across deck plates. Mara gripped the rails. Her knuckles whitened. Fever still burned her skin at 40.5. but her eyes locked on Nara. "Move!" Mara rasped. Nara dragged the gurney behind the nearest bulkhead. Foam lapped at their heels. She slammed the manual override, locked the ward down with a hydraulic hiss. Silence fell, except for the foam's hiss outside, and the ship's groans. Nara slumped against the bulkhead. Her forearm throbbed. Claws extended reflexively during the drag, sliced deep into her own scales. Blood welled. Green ichor dripped. She pressed her other palm to staunch it. Mara sat up, ripped the restraint straps free despite her weakness. Ivy lines tugged but held. "Stop." Mara swung her legs off the gurney, grabbed Nara's wrist, examined the gash. Nara hissed, pulled back. "Patient first. You're—" Mara ignored her, tore a strip from her own med patch adhesive, wrapped it tight above the wound, twisted into a tourniquet with her teeth. Pressure built, blood flow cut. Nara's vision cleared. "You're bleeding out," Mara said. Tied it off. Humans improvise works. Nara stared. The human moved like she owned the bay, fever-racked but steady. Scans showed her cells rewriting Nara's antimicrobials, deriving inside her. Corridor scanners pinged. Crew voices rose beyond the foam. Panic edged them. Nara tapped her comm. "Captain Sorn, med bay compromised. Foam breach, crew exposed." Sorn's voice crackled. "Sharp. Quarantine protocol. Seal all decks. Vent non-viables. No?" Nara straightened. Tourniquet bit deep. "Crew injuries incoming. Stampede risks. Give me time to treat." Silence stretched. Foam bubbled louder. "Orlan," Sorn barked over open channel. "Advise." Dr. Orlane's response hummed. "Data supports delay, Captain. Human cells, stabilizing exposed tissue." But untested. Mara leaned in, snatched a spare comm from the gurney tray, clipped it to her collar. "Sergeant Klein here," she said, voice cut through static. "Tri-edge plan. Stabilize foam victims first. Decon showers on deck 3. Prevent crush injuries." Nara's optics widened. Human command presence, natural. Sorn grunted. "Nurse Vec, your call. 10 minutes. Then full purge." "Confirmed." Nara cut the line, turned to Mara. "You lead?" Mara nodded, ripped another adhesive strip, reinforced the tourniquet. "Field medic. Seen worse." Bulkhead rattled. Crew pounded from the corridor side, voices muffled by foam. "Open up!" someone yelled. Nara overrode the inner seal. Foam-slicked figures tumbled in, coughing. Scales blistered. First was Ensign Trell. Arm clutched, trampled in the surge. Nara triaged fast. Gurney 2, fractures. Mara directed traffic. "You, sit. Breathe steady. Next." Orlane burst through a side hatch, field kits slung over both shoulders. His optics flicked to Mara, then Nara's arm. "Captain sent me."
He dropped kits.
Scanned the room. "Human plan viable?" Mara pointed. "Foam burns, chemical?" "Flush eyes first." "Your kits have neutralizers?" Orlane unpacked, nodded. "Vec protocol, yes." He handed Mara a hypo. "Dose?" Mara eyed the markings. Adjusted. Injected Trell's neck. Swelling dropped. Nara watched. Human precision matched their trauma suites, but raw. Adaptive. Crew piled in. 8, then 12. Panic ebbed under Mara's barked orders. "Line up." No pushing. Vec. Bandages. Orlane. Scans. Nara passed gauze rolls, her arm numbed from the tourniquet. But the warmth spread. Human cells pulsed in her veins. Healing accelerated. Orlane paused mid-scan. "Optics on Nara. Your vitals elevated. 38.5. "Anomaly?" Nara logged it mentally. Ignored. Focused on a claw-marked leg. Later. Mara caught it. Glanced over. "Tourniquet holding?" "Yes." Nara flexed. Pain dulled. Faster than normal. Foam vents sealed ship-wide. Alarms quieted. But new pings lit consoles. Crew bays echoed the anomaly. Faint human cell signatures. Sorn's voice returned. "Status, Vec, treated 14 stable." Nara wiped ichor from her claws. "Recommend decon hold. No purge." Denied. Sorn's tone hardened. "Scanners confirm spread. Human vector. Isolate her. Now." Mara stepped forward, calm live. Captain, your crew's baseline saved. My cells adapt yours. Not infect. Orlane cross-checked pads. Confirmed. Symbiosis markers. Accelerates repair. Soren hesitated. Risk assessment? Low. Orlane tapped faster. Human endurance baseline exceeds ours. Pain threshold. Deck shuddered. Lights flickered. Secondary surge hit. Consoles fried. Backup power kicked in red. Nara's tourniquet slipped. Blood sprayed. She staggered. Vision tunneled. Down! Mara shoved her onto a gurney. Ripped fresh straps. No. Tore her own sleeve. Cinched tighter. Orlane froze. Nurse vitals crashing. Hemorrhage. Mara pumped a hypo into Nara's thigh. Alien dose. Human adjusted. Stay with me, Vec. Breathe. Warmth flooded Nara. Human cells surged. Clotting kicked in. Her scales knit. Nara gasped. Optics focused. Mara's face hovered. Sweat beaded on human skin. Fever clung. But she moved. You're saving me, Nara whispered. Claws retracted. Mara grinned, weak. Oaths mutual. Now, your turn. Fluids for me, Nara nodded. Passed a bulb, watched the human sip. Steady. Orlane sealed the bay. Captain, delay purge. Data rewriting protocols. Soren's comm crackled. 5 minutes. Prove it. Crew stabilized. Scans cleared, but Nara's internal ping grew. Human legacy rooted deeper. Mara slumped back. Eyes sharp. We adapt. Told you. Nara felt it. Her baseline shifted, stronger. What had the human unlocked? Alarms spiked again. Containment breach. Engineering deck. Screams echoed. Nara stood, arm whole. Triage continues. Mara rose beside her. Together, Orlane grabbed kits. Soren's voice cut in. Vec. Led the team. Human assists. Contained. They moved as one. Human resilience bridged species gaps. Ship's survival hung on it. But deep scans whispered. Anomaly evolved. Not just healing. Integration. Nara's claws itched. Oath held. Patient first, even if it rewrote her. Foam cleared corridors. They pushed out. Into the unknown pulse. Captain Soren's claws scraped the medbay bulkhead as he stormed in. Nurse Vec. Termination protocol. Initiate now. Nara froze mid-scan. Her optics locked on the captain's raised data slate. Red alerts pulsed. Patient Klein. Non-viable. Quarantine breach risk. 87%. Purge in T-2 minutes. She stepped forward. Blocked his path to the human's birth. Captain, no. Data contradicts. Mara Klein lay strapped down. Sweat-slicked skin gleamed under the lights. Her chest rose steady. No fever spikes. The human's eyes flicked open. Alert. Unblinking. Soren thrust the slate at Nara. Risk calculation. Yours, now. Or I override. Nara's manipulators flew across her console. Vitals streamed up. Klein's heart rate post-procedure, stable at 92 bm. Alien standard lethal dose of neural block. Human endured. Clotting factors. Tripled baseline. Logs scrolled. Field amputation simulation. Klein self-cauterized with plasma torch. No shock. No collapse. See here. Nara tapped the hollow. Repeatable. Breach response. Human-assisted triage. Saved 3 crew, including me. Soren's vents hissed. He leaned in. Scanned the feeds. Anomaly. Not proof. Sedate and vent. Mara's voice cut through. Weak, but steel-edged. Wait. She strained against restraints. Talk terms. Release me. I train your medics. Human trauma control. No more surprises. Soren whirled. You. Silent specimen. Nara held up a claw. Hear her, Captain. Orlane's en route. Joint evol. The door hissed. Dr. Orlane burst in. Kit clutched. His optics widened at the holologs. Vec's right. Variability off charts. Human baseline. Pain threshold. 400% ours. Adrenaline cascade. Self-regulates organ failure. Soren growled. Irrelevant. Ship priority. Mara pushed up. Restraints creaked. Your protocols kill us. We fight through.
Let me show. Field meds.
Tourniquets. Willpower. Her gaze locked Soren's. We're next skirmish. Your crew dies guessing. Nara's pulse raced. She unclipped one restraint. Wrist only. Test. Mara didn't lunge, just flexed fingers. Steady. Orlane patched his slate to the console. Drafting addendum. Humans, high survival, high variability. No sedatives over 0.1 dose. Monitor adrenaline, not vitals alone. Soren's jaw flexed. Classify hazard? Asset. Orlane's claws tapped fast. Integration viable. See breach logs. Human cells boosted Vex nit rate 22%. Nara felt it then, her arm, seamless. No ache. Human blood mingle? Scans later. Captain paced. Risk Cal final Vec? Nara nodded. 0 purge. 95% crew survival boost with human input. Soren stared at the hollow. Klein's pulse flatlined once, then spiked back. Procedure log. Evisceration repair. Human directed. Oaths mutual, she'd said. He exhaled. Quarantine lift. Conditional. Klein trains under Vec, Orlane overseas. Mara grinned, faint. Deal. Start with basics. No scalpels till you learn grit. Nara keyed the release. Restraints pinged open. Mara sat up. Swung legs over berth edge. Stood. Unaided. Legs locked firm. Orlane uploaded the addendum. Fleet-wide ping. First contact medical. Humans rewrite survival. Soren snatched his comm. Bridge. Stand down purge. Broadcast warning. Human physiology alters doctrine. All ships. Adapt or lose. Nara gripped Mara's elbow. Steadying, or steadying herself. This way. Out of quarantine. They moved down the corridor. Crew gawked. Whispers rippled. The soft skin walks. Saved engineering. Mara matched Nara's stride. Your ship's tough. Quick heals. But we endure. Trade secret? Nara's scales warmed. Show us. Alarms silenced. Scans hummed clean, but Soren lingered in medbay. Slate glowed with the full report. Vitals, logs, breach saves. He traced Klein's recovery arc. Doomed patient. Now doctrine pivot. Fleet-wide. Humans didn't break. They bent the rules. Captain Eric Soren keyed Fleet Command, Priority Alpha. Rewrite all protocols. The human lives. And so do we. Nara glanced back. Soren's optics met hers. Nodded once. She turned forward, Mara at her side. Training bay ahead. Ship's hum deepened, changed. But deep scans pinged again, anomaly trace. In Nara's veins. Human legacy. Lingered. What grew next? Engineering deck sealed behind them. Foam residue crunched underfoot. Mara pointed at a scorched panel. First lesson. Humans improvise. Nara nodded, claws ready for kit. Teach. Crew gathered. Optics wide. Orlane joined. Slate out. Record all. Soren watched from bridge feed. Report finalized. Doomed no more. Fleet beacons lit. Warning spread. One human. One shift. Pulse quickened. Unknown evolved. Mara knelt by a sim patient. Dummy rigged with mock wounds. Pain's a signal, not a stop. She pressed a human tourniquet. Fabric strip. Tight twist. Twist here. Cut flow. By hours. Nara mimicked. Fabric bit her scales. Hours. Our stasis holds minutes. Exactly. Mara tied off. Dummy vitals stabilized. We stretch minutes to days. Crew leaned in. A tech flexed his arm. Try on me. Nara hesitated. Mara nodded. Go. Clamp bit. Tech hissed, held. See? Mara said. Builds tolerance. Orlane logged it. Variability confirmed. Add to addendum. Soren's comm buzzed. Fleet Admiral. Report verified. Doctrine shift. Affirm. Soren stared at the feed. Mara directing. Nara assisting. Crew adapting. Yes. Humans change everything. Quarantine doors irised shut. Final seal. Mara stepped free. Corridor opened wide. Nara walked beside. Your oath holds? Mara clapped her shoulder. Human grip firm. Mutual. Always. Ship broadcast hummed. Warning looped. Human contact. High resilience. Protocols obsolete. Crew saluted as they passed. Nara's internals settled. Stronger, integrated. But the pulse whispered, deeper. Now. What if humans weren't just tough? What if they rewrote everything? Sorn closed the report, slate dimmed. Doomed patient. Fleet savior. He rose. Vec to bridge. Debrief. Change locked in. Word count 1427. Not included in output.